Hey, everybody, this is Bob Cargill from Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. I am coming to you from my home office in Sudbury, Massachusetts. It's a beautiful Friday, June 12th, and I am thinking of you, wishing you well. We are several months into this pandemic, and these are difficult days, tough times for everybody. We're all being challenged, and most of us are hunkering down in our home offices, quarantining, trying to get through this difficult time, this coronavirus crisis. So just want to say, thinking of you, wishing you well. And I'm thinking now of our guest today, our guest on Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. She is Julia Khazan, an innovative marketing manager who I met at an AMA Boston event. You guys know that I'm president of AMA Boston, only until July 1, though. I've been president for a couple of years, and it's winding down. My tenure is as president. I'll be turning things over to Megan McGrath, and she'll be the next president. But anyways, I met Julia at an AMA Boston event, and Julia, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm really glad to have you on the show, Julia. And you reached out to me recently. We were just chatting on LinkedIn, the power of social media, and also the power of in-person networking, because we met in real life and IRL in real life networking at an AMA Boston event. And then you reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I said, hey, do you want to be a guest on my show? So here we are together via Zoom. I'll be sharing this on the audio via Podbean and wherever you can listen to podcasts, and I'll be sharing it all over social media via video. But enough of me talking, Julia. It's all about you today. Tell everybody about yourself.
Sure, thanks. So I am, as you mentioned, I am an innovative marketing manager. I have experience most recently, I've been a business development manager in the past couple of years. My background is in marketing, as you know. And I'm also a marketing consultant for Scalebounder, where I help startups as well as entrepreneurs scale their business and scale their ideas. So I'm all about the reach, and I'm all about customer relations. I feel like that's key, and that's where my expertise lies.
So Julia, you mentioned Scalebounder. I know you have a website. I have it on to my left on my second monitor, scalebounder.com. Tell everybody about Scalebounder.
Sure. So it was created couple of years back, the idea at least. So where basically kind of happened where a friend reached out to me and saying that he knows that I'm in marketing. And he said, like, oh, I have this jewelry business that I just created. I'm a jeweler, and so can you help me give me some ideas as to what I can do, how I can, what marketing strategy would you recommend? Where should I reach? How should I get started? How can I get the company off land? So I was really happy to help. I gave him lots of ideas. He was my first client, and his name is Hiroshi Minoto, and he was awesome. I helped him get his products into the MFA as well as the ICA and various other museums where he wanted to be. He's now actually excelled. I gave him great ideas. I helped him with email marketing. I helped him with PR. I helped him with the positioning and reaching the proper clients and proper clientele, and got him into various craft shows as well. So I was able to get him there, and now he's taken it off on his own, which I'm proud of. And ever since, I've had around 10 clients within these past couple of years, ranging from online education companies, another artist, and a PR firm. So the industries just are varied, which is exciting.
No, this is great, Julia. So Scalebound is really your platform, your website for your own business, correct?
Yes.
And Scale Bounder, the name itself, where did that come? What's the origin of that name?
Sure. So I figured, I help people scale, help entrepreneurs scale and grow. I like that word, and these amazing people, these amazing entrepreneurs and small businesses are definitely going to be success bound and going to be hopefully amazing with huge companies, and they're going to be amazing. So I figured Scale Bounder would be a great fit for a great name.
Love the name. So
Yeah.
you've had, say, approximately 10 clients or so, you mentioned, in a couple of years via your own business or side business, Scale Bounder.
Yes.
In exactly what is it that you do to help your clients scale? Meaning, I heard you in general terms, but myself, I'm a copywriter, I'm a creative director, I do a lot of social media, a lot of content. I'm a creative guy, I'm a right-brained person, and I've been that since 1983, going all the way back to my early days, back in the day, New York City, Manhattan, where I started as a copywriter, RCA Direct Marketing. So I've been doing pretty much the same thing for 30 plus, 35 plus years. Long time. Writing copy, providing content, agency side, but in most cases, and on my own as a freelancer. So that's what I do. I specialize in the content, the creative, the right brain side of things. How would you describe specifically what you do if I were to hire you? If I had a company and I had a product or a service?
Sure. So I am definitely also a right-brained in that respect. I'm all about content, so I help them with their positioning. I help them with creating the proper website, the SEO, creating the SEO for the website as well. I did mention email marketing, so I make sure that the content is correct, and focusing on of course the result, focusing on who's reading it, and also focus on, I do social media for them as well. But if you were to hire me, my first step would be to create a marketing strategy, as well as a business strategy, take it step by step and go from there.
So I have done that for many clients myself. And certainly when I've worked in the past at agencies that I've contributed to those marketing plans, those strategies. The last 3 years, I've been on my own, and yes, I've been doing quite a bit of that myself. If you do that for a client, what would the deliverable be? Is it a document? Is it a PowerPoint deck? Is it curious what you can share? I realize some of it might be proprietary to you and your business, Scale Bounder.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to be general. Yes, my strategy would be a Word document. I would break it down by various contact various departments, if you will. So social media, PR, if needed.
Yeah, categories.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And it would be a blueprint, if you will, for how this company, your client, should be marketing themselves. And then say they sign off on that. Do you also provide the execution, the implementation?
I do.
That and most of that is what you do on your own, or would you team up with others?
No, I do it all on my own. I wouldn't. I mean, that's everything I would do on my own.
That's extremely impressive. That you sounds like you are very versatile, multitasking, well-rounded marketing professional who probably has a future. Don't let me put words in your mouth, but say, would a director of marketing at a large enterprise level company be something you want to do, or tell me what I'm curious.
Absolutely.
What is the future?
That's definitely my dream job. Absolutely. Definitely my dream position, of course. Yeah.
That is phenomenal. So you say you're right brain, but I get it totally. but when I say right brain, I mean, I'm all about the creative and pretty much only about the creative. I care deeply about the results, and that's how my success is measured. But I'm
Hmm.
not, say, an expert in Google Analytics, or you mentioned SEO. That
Yeah.
is something you can provide as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's you're the full package, Julia. So now we're
I
talking about,
try.
I mean, you really do. You provide it all. I should bring you in on some of my clients while you're available to work for others, because again, I deliver the content, the copy, the
Hmm.
creative, usually the strategy up front. And
Hmm.
then I like to partner with my client or a third party resource external uh, organization, company, individual, who helps with the Google Analytics and the measurement
Hmm.
of the performance in terms
Hmm.
of our what we're putting out there for campaigns. Let me pivot a slight and ask you a real direct question, because we're talking in you being independent, and but you shared with me before we started this podcast that that's not necessarily how you want your future to go. Am I right? You're not necessarily planning on being a sole proprietor or an independent consultant. Tell tell
No.
me what's next for Julia, where you are specifically now and what's next, hopefully.
Sure. So really, even though I'm all about marketing, which I am, that is my passion, obviously. That's what I'm good at, but I'm also very passionate about customers and the marriage of the two. So I feel like we can't get the right results, the perfect results, the best results, if we don't um, keep that relationship at the heart of marketing, at the heart of everything. If we can't focus on customers, we won't get the proper reach. So I think where I want to be in my immediate future is in a company where I'll be in marketing, but also something with like a business development or a marketing manager role.
I am extremely impressed with the variety of skills you have, because again, you're adding to my saying I'm solely right brain, and you agree, and that's what you are. But you're adding a lot of business capabilities and skills to the mix that I consider a little more on the left side, which again makes you the whole package. So business development, what could be more valuable for any organization than to have someone like Julia at the table who can provide, it sounds like, content and creative strategy, but then also can help bring in business. Is that a good way of describing who you
I,
are?
I think that's it. Yeah, definitely.
Boom.
Yeah.
You need to like snip that last minute out of this full conversation and just send it to whoever you want to work for, Julia, and hopefully that'll get you the job,
Yeah.
because you are. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
I'm gonna put it out there. You are on the hunt for a new position. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. I'm
So
looking
so
for a new position in the technology or the biotech field.
so scale bounder is what you do in between full-time gigs and what we used to call moonlighting. I don't know if you know that term, but that's when you have a full-time job but also do some work on the side.
Yes,
Got it.
it's correct.
So what I would do, this is not what we planned, but you could like send this first 10, 15 minutes to the companies you want to work for. And I'm going to say to the camera, hiya, Julia. Uh, and this is your video resume. How's that?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Something you weren't
Thank you.
planning on, but
Yeah,
I'll throw
thank
you
you
some
so much.
curveballs to it.
That
It's
means a
not that
lot.
easy. I want to get into a few things about the outside world. First of all, personal question. I said at the top of the show, and I have for a few months now, to my listeners and anyone who's watching, this has been, I hate the cliche, but I'm going to use it, unprecedented times, very sad times, especially lately. So we've been living through
Absolutely.
the coronavirus crisis, the pandemic, and now racism has reared its ugly head in America. So
Yeah.
we have a multitude of problems we're dealing with, the health crisis, racism, and the economy. How have you been doing personally? And is there anything you want to say about what's been going on in the last 2 months? We can't overlook what's going on in our
We
personal
can't,
lives.
yes, we can't, it's impossible to overlook. And the past couple of months, we've just experienced so much, both emotionally, psychologically, economically, and the latest with the racial incident, I feel is just heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking what happened, and it's rightfully so. I think we're hopefully on the move to something better as far as helping the community and helping everyone be heard.
Yes, I agree, Julie. I've been around a lot longer than you, but we both in our lifetimes have seen, at least on the news, incidents of racism and problems in that area throughout this country. And it's very sad that we haven't turned the corner and evolved as far as we should as a nation.
Crazy.
I think this may be the tipping point, though. Do you agree? I think something is going to.
I think so too. Yes.
And isn't that good? That there will be a silver lining that hopefully this country will evolve and change and adapt to the way it should be, where
right.
Equality for all. It's a tough issue to talk about. I don't think either of us are experts on it, but I think we obviously both feel strongly that things need to change. And
absolutely, they must. Yeah.
Yeah. And anything to do with racism, and let's all come together. In terms of tying it back to marketing, so I have, since the pandemic and now with the George Floyd death while in police custody and all the issues of racism that have come up, I've been telling my clients, preaching to my clients. I do a ton of videos, I think and I've been saying, address these issues, make statements, don't be conspicuous in your absence, get in front of these issues, show that you care with regard to the pandemic, have empathy, show that you
totally
have
agree.
a personality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm glad
absolutely.
You feel the same way.
Yes, absolutely. 1000%. I totally agree with you. I feel that is the proper way to go. And that now is a time of not just expression, but it's also a time of vulnerability. So obviously it's a very fragile, very emotional time, obviously, with everything, with the pandemic and with racism and everything that's occurring. I think now is the proper time to actually express yourself. And speaking of marketing, I think that'll definitely propel you and your business if you do expose your feelings, if you do show a little bit of a vulnerable side, and your customers will feel much more connected to you. They'll not just see you as a company, they'll see you as people, as individuals. And so with that being said, they'll obviously connect. And that's obviously where the magic happens.
Julie, that's a nugget right there. That's a highlight of this conversation, what you just said right there. I couldn't have said it better myself. I was talking about the pandemic. We've been talking about the issue of racism. This is a time for businesses and brands to speak from the heart, to put, show that they're human, and to put statements out there, to mean it, show that they care, and then to take action, to change. So number one, with the pandemic, show you care about employees, understand that working from home is a lot of good things about it, and be more sensitive to people's health. And that includes emotional health as much as physical health. And then with regard to the issue of racism and equality, put out statements, make changes, embrace change, and let's get up to speed here, folks. It's 2020, and put racism behind us. And the next time there's something like the coronavirus, let's be prepared for it. We need to be more versatile as a country, professionally and personally.
Yes. Yeah. And
Hey,
I
how
think we'll
about,
be better prepared next time.
I think so. I hope so. Do you see any advertisers, any marketers, any companies, brands, businesses, individuals, and this could include yourself or friends of yours, that have pivoted really well and have put statements out there that have done it the way it should be done?
I think Sony is the company that kind of pops to mind. They had something product that was supposed to come out right now, but instead of doing that, they have supported the situation and supported what's going on, and they've put that on hold, put everything that business-wise on hold, and instead they came together to support America, to support the people, and to support everyone, and to come together for the cause. And I think they did it very well, and I think that's definitely a good way to go.
Great example. And I personally have mentioned Dove soap before, the brand Dove, and how they came out with regard to the pandemic very, very quickly. They had this amazing ad. I thought, I saw it on social media, and it was a video, and I'm sure it's been on, yeah, I've seen it on TV as well, and YouTube, but it was all about, how we're supposed to wash our hands much more thoroughly than any of us probably did in the past. And I loved it. They said something like, "We don't care which brand of soap you use, just wash your hands."
Yes, I
thought,
remember that.
yeah, that's great
Yes.
marketing, because they're not selling necessarily. It's a
Right.
public service ad,
Right.
but they are subtly, obviously, selling soap. Go
Yes.
out and buy Dove without saying go out and buy Dove soap.
Yeah, that was very good.
Have you ventured out at all into any, now that restaurants are somewhat opening, let's say for takeout or are now outdoor dining, have you seen any examples outside of your home of companies that have rolled with the changes and done things quite well? In other words, kept themselves in business and still address the issues that we're dealing with, the pandemic and or the issue of racism.
I'm sure a lot of businesses are. Everyone's obviously doing their best, but I personally have not seen. I can't really give you an example at the moment. I haven't been out lately.
No, most people have not. And you know what? I didn't go out for quite a while. My wife was doing the grocery shopping, and I went out once a week or so, but for the first month or two, I wasn't going out very much at all. But I have ventured out the last month quite a bit. And I'm going to give you at least one example. There's a restaurant in the North End I had heard of called Table Boston, owned by Jen Royale. And I see her on social media. So, I'm really, really active on social media. And I do follow the restaurant scene. I'm not necessarily a foodie, but I heard about this restaurant. My wife and I love walking around town. We've been going into Boston about once a week the last month. We wear our mask, face covering. When we can't social distance, we're very, very careful and very, very conscious of the importance of wearing a mask or face covering in public. But anyways, we're walking down Hanover Street in the North End. We walk by Table Boston, and who's right out front sitting on a bench in front of her restaurant but Jen Royal and one of her colleagues. And we decided to order takeout. And I'm telling you, the food, the grilled shrimp and salad, we just got a quick bite to eat. But they came out with it within minutes. They were so friendly. I felt good that I was supporting the Boston restaurant scene. And I was really impressed with how they're doing the takeout and how friendly they were. It can't be easy right now for restaurants. I mean, geez.
Yeah. It's they're the ones that are going to be hardest hit as far as getting it back to normal, new standards, new everything as far as how they functioning and everything. So they are adjusting quick. They are obviously following guidelines and everything, but it's still, I'm sure it's hard to adjust.
Do you feel that what has happened, again, probably the two major issues, the two very big ones, the pandemic and the George Floyd sad, tragic story. Do you think overall, again, this is going to change businesses and how we work as teams forever in a good way? Do you think we're going to see permanent good change?
Oh, yes, definitely. I definitely hope so. I'm an optimist by personality. So yes, I definitely hope so.
As am I. So I'm going to change subject and get off of the seriousness of what's going on in the world, and specifically marketing, and even more specifically, I want to ask you about social media. You know, that's my specialty. I am on social media all day and have been for a long time. Started my blog in 2004, very early in terms of blogging history. And I was there at the beginning and have embraced social media. And that's what I do for my clients. That's what I do for myself. So I'm writing tweets all the time. I'm doing videos all the time. I have this podcast. I love social media. I believe strongly in its ability to brand people as individuals and companies and businesses. And I think people should be using social media to stay in touch with families and friends too. But I'm biased. I love social media. I'm curious what you think about social media, how you use it. And that means for both personally and professional reasons.
Sure, of course. So social media is definitely a game changer when it came out, and it's absolutely has changed our way of life as well as professionally. I basically use it to not just stay in touch with friends, but I also obviously to see what's going on. It's basically, social media has become our main source of news as well, which is definitely, if you asked everyone like 10 years ago, they would not even think of this, but that now this is what's going on, and everything's kind of centralized. Everything is in one place. Twitter and Facebook, as far as news goes, yeah. So I think, especially now with what's going on with the virus and everything, it connects us even better, even stronger, and so it kind of gives us a new definition of how powerful and how wonderful social media is. And
do you have Go ahead, keep going, please.
Yeah, and so professionally, I definitely express what I've been doing, share Scalebounder, and also LinkedIn is also amazing. It's becoming my favorite platform because not only is it for professional use, but it's also humanizing now. It's a lot of uplifting stories, a lot of motivation things, videos as well. So it's not a place for just professional use, but it's also becoming sort of like Facebook. So again, connection is obviously key, and very creative also as far as how to use it and where to express yourself.
So I'm going to focus on the comment you made about LinkedIn being a little bit like Facebook nowadays, more personal. I agree. I have seen LinkedIn change exponentially in the last few years, where people are sharing more about themselves as individuals, as human beings, and brands showing that personality, not just a pulse. And I applaud the way that some people are using LinkedIn, meaning getting more themselves, being more transparent, more authentic. So, and I use it all the time, and I recommend to my clients, get on there. Don't think you have to just be all business. Show videos, show pictures of your employees, behind the scenes photos. Express your opinion. And again, with
Absolutely.
the pandemic and with this horrible issue of racism going on in our country, put some statements out there that show you're in touch with what's going on in the world.
Exactly.
Are there any tricks, any secrets that you use on your behalf or for your clients that you want to share with us, Julia? Anything you especially like about social media that you have seen?
Social media. I think there's no really. I don't think it's a secret. I don't think it's a trick per se. But I think it's basically what you just touched on. I think it's just about sharing your positioning, sharing everything about yourself. Not everything, obviously, but professionally, I mean, sharing your stance on positioning could be very helpful.
So in terms of any other, do you use Twitter? We talked about LinkedIn quite a bit just
Yes.
now. What about any thoughts on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or hey, TikTok? That's popular now.
Yes. TikTok is pretty amazing too. Yeah.
So it sounds like you've used TikTok or
I
at least
have.
looked
Yes.
at it. You have.
Yes.
What do you think about it for possible professional use?
I think it's definitely definitely it's growing exponentially. Everyone's getting on there. It's sort of like YouTube now. It's gaining popularity very quickly, and I think that it's definitely a good place to advertise as well. If you got some amazing advertising, you should put it on there.
Julia, we talked earlier. You're job seeking, correct?
Yes.
You have your own business. You're keeping busy with that, but ideally you'd be full-time somewhere. Any dream jobs that you want to just put out there? Any job descriptions, companies that you're targeting?
Sure.
If someone were watching, listening, how could they help you?
Sure. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much again for this opportunity, Bob. I really, really appreciate it. Yes, I am looking, and I would really, the companies I'm targeting right now is HubSpot, also, and MGH and partners, and as other technical. I'm also looking at Wayfair as well. So those are the companies that I'm really, really looking at.
Well, if you are happy with our episode, you can send it over to them and say, hey, this is me. Here's 30 minutes or so. I'm not watching the clock how long we've talked, but this is what I can do for you. Tell me this is me throwing some questions at you. I think that hopefully not curveballs, but right down the middle. I want you to hit a grand slam with this question. Tell me, if I were HubSpot, or you mentioned Mass General Hospital, did you?
Yeah.
And Wayfair, what would you do for my company in the first 90 days? How's that for a tough question? But I hope it's not. I want you to nail this. I want you to hit it out of the park.
Well, because I'm looking for a marketing manager. I feel like within the first 90 days, I would create an amazing place for growth, and connect with customers as well to increase the ROI, and to turn opportunities into sales on a fast pace. My record is around 50%. So that's definitely, that'll be my goal. That'll be my focus, is to churning that sales funnel.
Ideal job title?
I think my ideal title would probably be marketing manager.
Okay. And anything about what you do when you're not working that you want to share? Any hobbies, any interests,
Sure.
anything? Yeah, it's something we don't know about, Julia.
Of course. So I enjoy kayaking, dancing, drawing, cooking. So those are the things I do in my free time, and I love spending time with family and friends. I think it's always all about the company.
I agree, and I miss seeing people in person. It's been a strange few months where we haven't been able to see many of our close ones, our loved ones and close friends. I see my mom about once a week. She's 89 years old, lives in Franklin,
Wow.
in Sudbury. Yeah, we go in, but we keep a social distance. We sit outside in the yard, or we sit literally, I couldn't ever have foreseen this. We sit in the garage on lawn chairs, about 10 feet apart, and talk for an hour or two.
Right. It's quite awkward, but at the same time, good for you. It's wonderful that you visit her so often. It's
We're
wonderful.
doing it. My wife and
But
I, and we
so
bring her
important.
groceries
Yeah.
when she needs it. Yeah, and we're going to go there this weekend. We're planning to go
Awesome.
see her probably on Sunday afternoon, either Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Let me, we're winding down, Julia, but I want to make sure I give you full opportunity to say anything you want to say about you as a professional or you as an individual. The floor is yours. Anything I haven't asked you?
I think we definitely spoke a lot about a lot of interesting things. I think we did cover a lot. Yeah, I'm just really, really excited. I'm really excited about what the future holds. I'm really um, want to see what's in store, both professionally and personally for all of us. And for me personally, I just hope that I will find a job very soon. That is my goal. And it's not just about the job for me, but it's just all about also always just I love to help people. So, anyways, rambling here.
No,
But
hey, as
I
you're
love
talking,
problem solving. So it's just all about the bottom line. I'm able to see the trees as well as the full forest, if you will, and I just love solving problems and making sure that every base is covered in any situation that I'm in professionally. So that's why I'm so excel at having clients. I mean, for my Scalebounder company, where I'm able to see everything and approach every customer, every client on a personalized basis. And once again, can't emphasize this enough that there's nothing better than understanding and being on the same page with your customers and your potential clients, and making sure that um, it's not just timing. It's not just about answering all of the questions on time, but it's also making sure you keep that connection, making sure you are you're there for them. You're making sure that that relationship is intact all the time, not just until sale, but beyond sale. So it's so I think that's where I excel as far as relationship goes, and that's kind of goes into marketing, obviously, also. So I can't wait to be an awesome part of the team for my next company, next team where I'll be a part of, to utilize all my skills and beyond and grow. So it's always, life is all about growing and life is all about learning. So I can't wait to share my skills, and I can't wait to learn skills from my coworkers and boss and my future team. And I can't wait to see him soon as well. I can't wait to get back to normal, to
yes, I agree.
have events, and
Hey,
to get back to reality.
speaking of reality and events, that's how we met, right? At AMA Boston in real
Yeah,
life at an AMA Boston marketing mingle. Do you see a future in getting more involved with AMA
of
Boston? Is that something you're
course,
interested in?
of course, sure, absolutely.
Well, you may get a follow-up call from one of my colleagues or email, because I think you'd
Okay,
be a great addition to the AMA Boston team as a volunteer or board member. There
I
are
would love that.
opportunities.
I
Listen,
have
that
volunteered before, and I'm looking forward to volunteering again.
I saw that on your LinkedIn that you
Yes,
did some.
that was a while ago, but
Yeah,
still, I'm very happy that I was able to do it.
come back and do more with us, because it's a great group of people,
I
and
know.
you
Yes.
meet so many people, and it's great for networking and all
Yep.
of that learning and socializing. Hey, I think we're gonna end things right now, Julia.
Okay.
Sad to say, but
That's okay.
every good thing must come to an end, and
Very true.
this has been a great thing. This has been a great, ridiculously awesome conversation with
Awesome.
Julia
It was,
Khazan.
likewise, it's been awesome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
That makes me happy to see you smiling and to hear you say that. Thank you, Julia, and to listeners and viewers of Bob Cargill's marketing show. This is Bob Cargill. I've been talking to Julia Khazan, very innovative marketing manager who I would say hire her right now, and because she's going to problem solve and make a huge difference in at your organization. She'd be a extremely significant contributor the success of any organization. I can tell from talking
Thank
to you
you
for the
so
last.
much. That means a
Yeah.
lot. Thank you.
I mean it, Julia. I mean it, from the
Thank
bottom
you.
of my heart. Thanks for talking to me today, Julia. Thanks for listening, folks, and watching. And I will see you again soon. Be well, be safe during these difficult days. And yes, be well, be safe. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, we're good.
Awesome.
We'll edit this out and we'll edit the beginning out. So
Okay.
how'd you feel? You did great.
Good. I was a bit nervous. I feel like I don't know. I hope it was good.
I have no idea on time because, and there was one thing I kept leaning to the right because my microphone's right here, and usually I have it like closer. It was close enough, but I realized that I was leaning a little. That's because, like I say, I have a microphone.
That's
here.
okay.
I thought you answered everything great, and I hope you're happy with it. And
I am. I'm happy with it. Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Your feedback means a lot.
This is how I'm trying to help you, Julia, because look at you are going to be able, hopefully to share this and it'll get you some visibility. You can use quotes from it. You can, I'll probably, in fact, don't let me forget. Let's do this right now. I'll do a screenshot and on social media say, hey, I talked to Julia today, blah, blah, blah. I'd say on Monday is when I'll publish it. Okay.
Okay.
And seriously, about AMA Boston, if you want to get involved, lots of opportunities. I'm going to take a screenshot. Are you ready? I'm going to do this now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it all set up. Then I'm going to pose myself. All right, I got that. I just got to, what happened? I got to do it again. Sorry.
That's okay.
Let me get it on this screen. Here we go. Okay, I'm snipping it now, using my snipping tool. Yeah, I'll share this. Probably, I don't know about on LinkedIn today, but definitely once the whole thing is available. I'm still saving this. Any questions for me, Julia?
No questions at the moment, but I just remembered. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes,
I don't know if you're
yes.
aware of him. I love him, and he's the guy that I follow a lot.
Well, so. I do too. I love Gary V. I tell people, at this point, and I would have said this if we were, something to be recorded. I've just heard him so many times, and I feel like I want to see more people, going out there and being themselves. You know what I mean? Because I think he would say that himself. Yeah. Meaning I've heard and listened to him so many times. I admit I don't listen or watch him as much anymore. But I love Gary V. Who doesn't?
Yeah, I love him too.
I also wish he didn't swear as much. To be honest with
That's
you.
That's true.
But other than that, he's an inspiration to many people.
Yeah.
So I think we need to aspire to be you aspire to be the Julia Khazan brand and me, the Bob Cargill brand. And
yeah,
let's rock the world.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You've been awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You'll see this Monday. Stay in touch.
And I will. Please let me know. Yeah.
Let's help each other.
Let me know what I can do for AMA.
Yeah, and like you, I'm on my own. I do social media for clients. I do public speaking. I write articles. I teach. So, maybe there's a way we can work together.
I would love that. Yeah, I'd love to get closer to connected with you. Absolutely, that'd be awesome.
So, yeah, maybe there's opportunity there. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you.
Okay. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
What's that?
It's been an honor. Thank you.
Oh, it's been an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Feeling is mutual.
All right. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.